So good afternoon again, everyone. So for the next 30 minutes, we'll try to give 5 minutes for Q&A questions from the audience at the end. We'll talk about a very important topic. I think every one of us heard something about AI, artificial intelligence, and maybe recently as well, 5G, and how this is transforming our life at all the different dimensions, not just the way we consume and learn, but the way we move, and very soon the way we do everything in our life as well. So what we're going to focus on the next few minutes is we want to look at how 5G and artificial intelligence are actually transforming the way we move and design our cities and the urban planning and transportation. So I have three, I would say, some of the top experts in the field, not just in the UAE, but globally as well, who have been doing this by their hands. So they have been doing these projects across the UAE with some pilots that Dr. Jar will mention, that some of these projects that they can actually try outside already. So maybe I will start with a quick introduction, just introduce the organization, what you do with any organization, and then we'll get into the topic. So we'll start with you, Prashanth.
Yeah. Hi. My name is Prashanth, and I work as VP-R&D at Bayanat. Bayanat is a geospatial analytics company, largely focused on mapping, analytics, AI, and mobility, and all these applications. We also work on space-based data, using space-based data for analytics, providing geospatial applications, and so on. So we have a wide range of interests. So one of the key initiatives Bayanat has started over the last few years is to introduce autonomous mobility solutions in UAE and start working on significant activities on digital twins of the urban environments. So this is where, it's like using that infrastructures now, if you embed additional data points with sensors, cameras, and all those stuff, we can provide large-scale monitoring and management services using the available geospatial analytics and digital twin platforms.
Perfect. Great. Awesome.
Yeah. What are you going to think? Well.
Hello.
I thought from the UK. It's a little bit of a shock to the system.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. Thank you. My name is Jassem Nasser. I'm the
I think it's
at Yasat.
Thuraya.
Yasat is a satellite communications
I've never seen it.
We have 5 satellites in orbit today, and we serve different use cases and different market segments, whether it is government, commercial use cases, with a diverse portfolio between narrowband services as well as broadband services across more than 160 countries. Services will include like voice services, data services, IoT services, and I think
I looked at that. I'm like you.
And the relevance of that, I think,
flying around
as part of the communication medium to enable AI. Satellite is another source for transmission of information, as well as allowing that edge connectivity for sensor with very relevant the IoT segment within our portfolio.
Perfect. Good to have you.
Hi. My name is Hua Zhong. I'm from Weride. We actually have several. We are a non-private company. We actually have several live demo.
White.
Not outside. Everybody quiet.
Thank you.
But we also have more than 600 subscribers all around the world. Right?
Yeah.
Perfect. And maybe just to start, I think we all agree to an extent that we talk about artificial intelligence on a daily basis, but we feel like there's a disconnect between what's happening on the technology side and what we experience on a daily basis. It's a bit funny when you go to an event to look and listen and learn about AI, and you spend a lot of time in the traffic. So AI should try to solve some of the challenges that we face on a daily basis.
Really?
So now we talk about AI impacting and enabling people to move smoothly and avoid the traffic, all of this. So maybe, Prashanth, just give us like an overview. What's happening in the sector? Why do you think this is different now? And what people would expect, especially when it comes to traffic management in the next few years?
Yeah. So, a big chunk of what we want to talk about or what we want to do is slowly getting embedded into our daily lives. Now, if you use Google Maps, for instance,
just scream.
When you see that there is heavy traffic on a route, basically it warns you that this is a red zone. It might be difficult for you to go through that faster. Use a different route. So it's your option to choose right route according to your wish and so on. But these elements are already making a difference in your day-to-day planning base. Now imagine, so that signal which Google uses is largely from the mobile phone signals, is counting how many phones are operational in a particular route. And based on that, they try to guess, there is heavy traffic or less traffic, and then give this qualitative indicator using a color saying that this is busy, this is not busy, and so on. Now, if you have to optimize this in a better way, because any transportation network is a very, very complex network of roads, and you have flows from multiple directions, flows merging in centers, flows diverging from centers, and so on, right? So, and this is a dynamic process. You have trends. So you have seasonal trends, daily trends, hourly trends, and even like short-term trends that can happen. There are some general trends that happen throughout the day, throughout months, and so on, which can be modeled. You can model that using data and saying. But the key challenge of AI comes from the fact that you're not modeling the normal, you're modeling the extreme things, right? So if something is going wrong, what is the alternative? If I have congestion here, what's going to happen there an hour later? These are the type of questions that have to be answered rather than just giving an answer to a general normal, basically, This is where the dynamics between what you see, what you process from the sensors, the cameras, and all those things, how fast you can process and embed that into your analytics frameworks, largely based on AI, is where the synergy comes into the picture. If we are going to be in a position where we are merging all these things in the fastest way, either through edge computing or using the fastest services like 5G or eventually 6G, to send it back to the computing environments and creating analytics for you to respond in a dynamic way, that's when really optimal solutions will flow into your mobile apps. That's what we'll be using. So this is a process that we have to build. To build that, there is infrastructure that is needed. Mapping infrastructure provides you special analytics.
Sits in there.
Sensing infrastructure with all those cameras and sensors and all those things, and computing infrastructure to make sure this data is fed into this thing to get the right results, and then the communication infrastructure. So this is a slow process, and we're getting there, and it should be fully operational to the needs of cities, growing cities, growing infrastructures in the coming years.
So is it because the speed of learning and analyzing the data and the amount of data that can collect is now good enough for this application to happen? Was it because the supercomputer, the computing power is strong enough? Was it because the awareness of the policymaker has come to that point?
But it is
what is the main driver that's making this happen today? And how fast? If it's not today, because we have not been using it yet. So if it's not today, how far we should expect this from now? There's like 5 years, 10 years.
Anything in 5 years is probably too far. It should happen before that. Any advances in state of the art,
it's entertainment.
for it to be adapted and manipulated in business, it takes time, no? So you need to really test it out, make sure everything is working. What if some sensors are failing if you're relying on the system? Then you need to come back with plan B, right? What is the normal system, no?
Fair enough.
So any authority, government authority, before implementing it, you has to go through all the testing phases and all those things. For that to become a mandate, it's a time-consuming process. So it's going to happen. But also the growth of AI has really accelerated in the last few years. That's where this is becoming possible, first of all, right? So when you're talking about these simulations that have to happen, so using AI, using synthetic data, and using in advanced simulations to make sure it covers whatever models you're building are going to cover the spatial patterns or whatever you're going to observe in the future. Like I said, we're not interested in the normal patterns. We're interested in the extreme patterns, all those anomalies, basically, right? So you need to collect sufficient examples of those things, It's there now. If you want to give me a timeline, I would say less than 5 years. But it's coming good.
Shall I sit on the other side?
So do you agree with the timeline? So you have been operating the project at UAE and China as well for a very long time. So what has been your experience so far? How far you think this could be? The mean, it's paying more transportation for people to use robot taxis and for traffic management to be fully automated based on 5G and AI. Like, what do you think are the main challenges today? What has been your experience with the project so far? And how far you think this will be fully commercial?
Okay. So first, let me introduce what we have done right now. We began to use 5G communication not very big since 2018. The first in China, of course. What we do is at that time, in order to operate a large piece of 5G, we have to have monitoring rules. Be it for safety, both for us and for the government. And with 5G, the loading the large bandwidth, we are not only return the real-time data, we can also report back, for example, the whole surrounding video, real-time video, smart load, what happened. And this is now, I think, this remote work now becomes a requirement for many governments working and because our AI is mostly people say this like ad hoc scenery, we just send some information back to the centralized center. But I think this slightly there because the bandwidth and because the latest, we can send back much more data than
silly. That's what they like.
So back. We talk about this with several governments. For example, they're talking like the company provide credit line to the downloads. When they know some credit line.
Yeah, I think I'll go straight to that side. It makes it easier.
Send something there. Really see what's happening.
I'll go back. But I'll keep going back.
Right? Call one bar very close to the heavy line and go there and they don't need to send something. They're video.
Yeah. The line.
Go there and max what happened that with our network. Maybe it's 5 minutes. But the thing is, how do we use this data for both?
It's already
data
regularly. You want to see Dr.
Have a lot of data so far. There's no definite.
It looks very gorgeous. I think you should go in the middle.
I mean,
let the light shine on you.
Remote that's already very good. What else?
The road.
We all have this.
Yeah, it's an open invitation to everyone. So please try and make sure that you try the WeUI vehicle outside if you have time. So, and also, Yasser, you mentioned you have 5 satellites already operating, which means so much data that's being streamed. And I'm sure the data is inherently the right out of the ground to not just manage traffic and understand how we manage our transportation within the city. So how have you been doing this already? How have you been using this data? And how this communication sector is now being used as a very live case study to make the life easier for transportation.
So when it comes to the traffic management system, I think you all agree that it is very difficult to have communication that is connectivity that is reliable, highly reliable, and low latency. Now, if you want to deploy this on a mass scale,
it's good being nice.
But I don't think it's going to depend only on 5G because 5G is not available everywhere. And as you know, even in the best connected part of the world, terrestrial networks are vulnerable to natural disasters, human error.
This is like 24 hours a day. I don't want to go back.
So we need to have that satellite connectivity that provides you that ubiquitous service as a seamless connectivity, because we're talking here about critical communication and critical data flow. For example, if you have an infrastructure failure or network injustice, then we will lose that data. And here when it comes to satellite connectivity, satellite connectivity will provide you that ubiquitous coverage and service. One, two, will provide you that seamless connectivity because of the capability of the satellite here, which is happening more and more every day. With the progress that is happening between satellites and 5G or terrestrial in general. As of you get higher in IP. Now, if you think about this new network approach or infrastructure, gives you a system that is capable of handling massive amounts of data that is generated by a traffic management system. And that will not only include information that is coming from vehicles only, but it also includes information that will come from sensor, traffic sensor, or cameras, in such an infrastructure for traffic management systems will allow it to have fewer interruptions, and it will allow it to have higher availability and delivery of continuous updates and real-time analytics, which is very critical for dynamic traffic control. Now, when you combine satellites and connectivity, then you get three advantages, I would say. You have that optimized traffic flow, you have less congestion, and have higher safety. This is all we're talking about here, about
you guys are the handheld
satellite connectivity. We haven't yet
Can you bust out some karaoke?
the rest of the ecosystem or the
He's a pro.
system. Look at not only
I don't know who this is, so it's about
look at applications
over here.
applications can be running, off cloud, and then you have the benefit of AI as well, which can happen at the edge. So I think 5G has a lot of to support AI, but have it on a mass scale.
I love
Is that a folding phone?
To have, you need to have.
Do you find the folding feature to be helpful?
Everything for start depend more on this in.
That's what's about
You need to have satellites in my mouth. Plus have 5G everywhere.
But is it right to say satellite connectivity is mainly useful for long-term planning? Because I don't know how reliable it is.
Well, basically, I keep my phone until I break. And I've really tried to do this.
And you would have to have still the system on the ground to be able to take this quick and fast response. So
I think when people think about satellite system, they think that there must be high latency and the cost of high. But this is 10 years back, 15 years back.
So a mix of business cards out here. Here's mine.
Today we're talking about high capacity satellite systems with low latency.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's still working.
For internet travel. It's coming way down, and trying to be very carbon or close to what you see in the terrestrial world. And
what are you guys interested in this?
And this is how the theme within the satellite industry is that we're trying to leverage the terrestrial ecosystem. So in the past, satellite operators, manufacturers would
I used to be a lawyer and
develop
some familiar with the IT.
optimize systems and technologies that are proprietary. But that hindered, the mass development or the mass scale. That's one thing. The other thing is that we did not benefit from what's happening on the ground in the industrial sector. Today, that is not the case. Today, we're converging. We're using the same technology. We're going to use the same ecosystem, the partner, and we're going to leverage the existing equipment that is on the ground. That will allow both satellite and terrestrial both together. Today, when people talk about 6G, it is definitely with satellite. There is no 6G without satellite. That's the concept of that is at least part of the definition of 6G.
Interesting. Very interesting. So questions, I want to touch on a point with you. So that sounds too risky what Nasser is mentioning. To look like having a city based on data streams from satellites or from sensors which would impact the life of people. Like, where's safety of people's lives? And where's security of the systems? What's happening in this today?
Just to add a bit more to what Jassem is saying, that there's two elements to that thing, right? It's a combined system. It's not only a satellite.
So not connectivity or latency, but that's the actual performance.
Things here that very much like as we grow the systems, as new systems are coming into space, as autonomous systems are coming into the picture, what's going to happen is, it's like the software infrastructure, the underlying software that has to run on the systems has to be put in place and updated. Now, imagine how many times an app on your phone gets updated, right? These software systems at all these devices, at all this computing infrastructures, all those things should be in the cars and so on.
Autonomous driving providers.
So there is provision for a lot of the employees and also for advanced driver authorizers to work to provide over-the-air updates that's going to focus on much more trauma in the future. That's why you need the coordination of borders about providing things from satellite from simple emergency things. It's not only as mentioned hybrid about a wider resource, about wider network, because and then coming to the sales, the city is always violence. Hybrid entire way or in a couple of days ago, full workshops to talk about these things. When cybersecurity not is in mind, the CharIN curriculum, and I think all the network providers and the users are really well aware of it, and then fails status. Infrastructure in order to stop this cybersecurity challenges away. So to be honest, driver in most cases, you have to understand the big level for vehicle. Now, hardware that is coming at different stages. The vehicles,
and we can
the potentials, the computing, and all those things. The software layers that are governing all of the things, basically, right? And the AI that runs.
It's listening to be bad at named that fall back to the based on later.
So all these layers have to work together, and then the communication is what that link population also creates in one place, right? So and there are multiple layers which are secured in all these parts.
And found it
always threat. I'm not saying that everything is foolproof. There are always threats, but
make magic.
Creating a threat resilient infrastructure is where planning has to happen.
That's so we manage that is what this brand been martyred was. We offer it was one of the discussions are more competent
inaccurate AI bonding, as excellence of the software. How would that be as well
contributed and
having better regulations in place. We also have
it sounds like the reality. So I'm going to the head of strategy of multi-learning bottles.
So there are things that have come into there's multiple organizations working in synergy to set up this entire infrastructure, set up the regulations, and set up the frameworks, make sure these services will be provided sooner than later.
Absolutely. I feel like maybe it will more. So you as an OEM and you're a supplier of the vehicle, of the service, of the food solution as well. So maybe you can, like in an ideal world, how does the ecosystem,
sort of the active standards in the U.S.
Well, able to just talk about a global perspective, didn't the ministry transportation mode? How does the ideal ecosystem look like? Do you have regulators? You need to put regulations. You need the suppliers, you need the manufacturer.
So it's been in some areas.
It's not like, and what do you think we have now, and what is missing without having completed the safety framework? That's like, so,
yes, around the center is part of the same. And this could be something else. So, in order to take the vehicle of long driving, not regular. Right by where you have to have it now. The perceive that very important. The other one is the operator. Well, we put our technology, autonomous driving technology, vehicle, and then someone need to operate. Operating a pump is totally different than operating.
Is it?
Yeah. For example,
yeah, that's very timely. Cruise, like another major player in the space, had a major accident in the U.S. And it's caused them some issues. So we have autonomous vehicle providers. But what happened is our human vehicle hit a pedestrian. Instead of just flying, but the cruise model, the pedestrian fell out of the vehicle, the loss. So I got through the way, but I knew that we knew it had been. So it didn't see anything. Movement impacted it. So I don't want to spin here right now. And actually dragged the pedestrian 7 meters for stopping. And then it was stopping over the pedestrian. So then the first responders came there. But more and it's a very tricky thing to say that obviously it's a real life mirrored set of events. Right. It's just one of the same, but this is very. So anyway, I mean, it's not so easy to solve. You can't put sensors under the vehicle. They'll get accumulated with dirt and stuff almost immediately. The sun.
Maybe I've just been lucky. I think I'd get back to that.
Well, anyway, crazy industry autonomous driving, but it's fun. It's fun.
Doing like full on, you have seen.
Very what it's that.
It's no rules or.
Yeah.
3:45. Yes, a couple of minutes.
The most important above this 3 part.
I love it.
Germany.
I still love it.
Government.
I know you're wrong. I can tell. Can this back?
Provide.
I'm going to see it like take the.
Also many. And also.
Let Ian know the reasons.
For food. Is there for access? Who will?
Let's all
go. How much? I'll just say.
No, I know that.
What kind of?
I regret now.
Must be according. So basically, it's more.
Very clear, fully agreed. And maybe I just close with you, Jassem. I think we all have experienced the flooding last 2 weeks in the UAE.
Oh, really?
And while we are waiting for this whole system to be at scale and fully implemented, I'm curious to know if there's specific use cases for the communication and the data that you are collecting in actually emergency situations like what happened with the flooding and maybe other emergency situations as well, where you think this data that you collect could be analyzed and could be applied in a useful way to take actions in such emergency situations.
See, I think just take one step back.
Amazing.
When it comes to
amazing
situation, is very critical because now we're talking about response time and critical.
Oh, I know.
It's one. We take for a second the maritime industry, and there is great experience in there from the operations and especially the rescue operations that happen within the maritime. For example, last year, for us, outside that area, we had a successful mission, we coordinate the successful mission to rescue 5 fishermen. Now, by taking the same analogy from the maritime industry, applying it to the land transportation or land segments, we can use the same satellite technology to have high reliability.
I've heard this somebody too, by the way. Boeing, McDonald's, I looked at their executives, percolated up.
That necessity to save people's life. There are many cases that we have been through in our journey of over 20 years where we say people die because of this emergency situation. When there is a traffic accident and you don't have the network or the network overloaded or the network failure, then you can rely on satellite communication to ensure that the emergency responders have the link and connected with the traffic management center to ensure timely dispatch of the people of the cars so they can get people out. Not only that, but that allows them to maintain or to
I think it's any minute now.
manage the traffic around it.
2 minutes ago.
In order to avoid any
2 minutes ago. But our moderator, for moderators right there. So,
we are at the connectivity level. Western. And data that can be beneficial from the users that we can identify where is the where are the people located or where are the bases of food that they're doing again. Are they engaged or not?
no worries.
What sort of communication needs they're using each today the user can immediately send GPS coordinate asking for notice, send the SOS signal or SMS. But the use cases and the applications are much broader. With the combination of satellite communication, geospatial, and AI, we have multiple and broader use cases that can benefit the
Absolutely. So I can't agree more, and I would like to thank you all for your time, and thanks for the audience for attending. We'll have time after if you want to ask any questions. I think we already agreed that
we have a lot of Japanese investors right there on time.
It's a data evolution which will change the way we consume, the way we learn, and the way we move, and the way we live our lives as well. So interesting times, and
our venture investors in the US, they kind of rolling it out.
Look like this kind of an event.
Maybe they'll show up today. I don't know.
So thank you for joining, and enjoy the day. Thank you.